Welcome to today's stock market news update. Let's start with some economic data in the United States. Bloomberg reported serious delinquencies on credit cards have climbed to their highest point in 14 years, with the share of debt 90 days or more delinquent hitting 12.3% in Q2 2025. Rising debt issues among consumers could signal broader economic pressures that may influence corporate earnings. On a related note regarding US housing costs, Redfin reported that asking rents for apartments went up 2.6% over the past year, the biggest jump since December 2022. This trend in rental prices might reflect changes in living expenses that could influence overall consumer behavior. Moving to international trade involving the US, a Reuters article says American farmers are losing out on billions in soybean sales to China right in the middle of their main selling period due to stalled trade discussions, allowing suppliers from South America to take over. Disruptions in major export markets like this can have ripple effects on agricultural stocks and global trade balances. Now turning to the latest economic news from around the world. Starting with developments in Asia, CNBC reported that China's economy showed more signs of slowing down in August. Retail sales grew by 3.4% compared to the same time last year, which fell short of what analysts predicted at 3.9% growth, and it was down from July's 3.7% increase. Industrial output also slowed to 5.2% growth, compared to 5.7% in July, hitting its lowest point since August 2024. The urban unemployment rate based on surveys rose slightly to 5.3% from 5.2% the month before, and the Statistics Bureau linked this increase to the time when many students graduate. This kind of data on consumer spending, production, and jobs can influence investor views on global growth and affect companies selling to China. Shifting to another part of Asia, India's consumer prices increased to 2.07% in August after dropping for 9 months in a row, matching what analysts had forecasted. Changes in inflation like this can play a role in how central banks set policies, potentially impacting market expectations. Still in Asia, CNBC reported South Korea's finance minister announced that the government would drop its earlier idea to increase taxes on stock investments. The Kospi, South Korea's main stock index, reached a new all-time high early Monday, continuing its streak of gains for the 10th day straight. Over in Europe, a Euronews article says Fitch has lowered France's credit rating from AA- to A+ because of an ongoing political situation. The agency, based in the US, pointed out that France's large debt load is likely to keep growing through at least 2027 unless strong steps are taken. Credit rating changes for a major economy can affect borrowing costs and investor sentiment across borders. Speaking of global tensions, President Trump shared a post on Truth Social with a letter addressed to all NATO countries and the world. Trump calls on NATO to unite in stopping Russian oil purchases and implementing 50 to 100% tariffs on China, lifted only after the Ukraine war ends, as a strategy to cut off Russia's support, end the conflict swiftly, and avoid further loss of life. Looking ahead to key events this week that could shape markets, several important US releases are on the calendar. On Tuesday, the United States will release August retail sales data, which tracks consumer spending and can give clues about economic health. Wednesday brings the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision, followed by the Federal Open Market Committee press conference and the Fed's dot plot projections, which show where officials see rates heading. The first Fed rate cut of 2025 is anticipated this week, and outcomes like this can lead to various market movements depending on the details. That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to subscribe.